What is up, football fans, and welcome to NFL Week 7 preview on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And guys, we're starting out with the primetime matchups, and you know I got to go off and start off with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Baltimore Ravens in Week 7 on Monday Night Football in Raymond James Stadium. And both of these teams coming off of big victories in past Week 6, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to score 51 points and set a new franchise record 594 yards total offense in this game as they come in hot, and the Baltimore Ravens do too, coming off of a big victory against the Washington Commanders at home, as both teams come in 4-2 in this one. Both defenses playing really well, and both of these offenses top 10 in the league right now, with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry running all over the place. Derrick Henry already has over 700 yards rushing on the season, but don't forget about Baker Mayfield and this high-powered Buccaneers offense, as Baker Mayfield leads the league right now, the NFL in TD passes with 15, and they're going to look to get it going against a tough Baltimore Ravens defense. But hey, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense has been tough too, forcing turnovers all year long. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens open up as a 3.5-point favorite in this one, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really look to get the upset victory here, as Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with the Buccaneers in this one to get the victory on Monday Night Football over the Baltimore Ravens. And this one right here is going to be one of the best matchups of the 2024 season thus far, early in the season, of two primetime teams right now that look like two of the best in the NFL. And guys, also on Monday Night Football, we got two games here, a doubleheader, but this second one is exclusively going to be on ESPN Plus, a new thing going on for the NFL and ESPN, as we see the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Both of these teams, the Chargers 3-2 and the Cardinals 2-4, haven't really impressed anybody throughout the whole year though, but the Chargers have been playing tough, just like their new head coach, playing hardball football, and that's what I think is really going to take place in this one, with the Cardinals not only dealing with a lot of injuries, especially with rookie wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. going out in their last game due to a concussion, and also the defensive side of the ball for the Cardinals not playing up to par compared to the offense. I do think that the Chargers are going to be able to get the victory in this one, as they'll be able to run the football and control the clock, and also control the line of scrimmage on the offense and defensive side, as they'll be able to get the victory according to Tim Reynolds Show in this one, as they open up at a 2.5-point favorite, the Los Angeles Chargers. And guys, we're going on and starting out now with the Thursday Night Football primetime matchup, where we will see the Denver Broncos traveling to take on the New Orleans Saints. Both of these teams are coming off of losses last week, but we're going to have a battle of rookie quarterbacks, as the rookie starter there for the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, will go one-on-one with Spencer Rattler, the rookie quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, after veteran Derek Carr was injured on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. Spencer Rattler is going to make his second career start in this one on Thursday Night Football, as the Saints have a quick turnaround after losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, where they gave up 51 points and were shut out offensively in the second half. So they're going to look to rebound, especially that defense that gave up 51 points. But the Denver Broncos are also looking to rebound after their defense played pretty well against the Chargers, but their offense was only able to put up 16 points in this one. So they're going to look to improve in that one, as right now Denver opens up as a 2-point favorite, and that's who Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with on this Thursday Night Football matchup, as I think the Denver Broncos are going to be able to handle business against the New Orleans Saints. Bo Nix has been doing pretty good thus far, and the New Orleans Saints offense has just been so inconsistent, so it could be anybody's game right now, and you could tell that by the close point spread there in this one at 2. And guys, going to our first game on the Sunday slate, where we see another game across the pond over there in London, as the Jacksonville Jaguars are taking on the New England Patriots, as this is the battle of 1-5 teams early on in the season. And man, even though the Jacksonville Jaguars offense and their promising rookie wide receiver Thomas Jr. are balling out right now, I think it's going to be a struggle for them. But this New England Patriots defense has been struggling all year long. But a bright spot last week, as we see rookie quarterback Drake May made his first career start for the New England Patriots and played pretty well, throwing 3 touchdown passes. Even though they had a couple of turnovers, he still looked pretty good in his first start. And is that going to help out the New England Patriots in this one? I don't know. Injuries make a big deal in this one for a Patriots squad who is suffering from a lot of them, and the Jaguars are going to look to bounce back in this one after a tough loss against the Chicago Bears in London in Week 6. And that's who I'm rolling with, as right now the Jacksonville Jaguars are a 5.5-point favorite in this one, and that's who Tim Reynolds Show thinks is going to win this one, is the Jacksonville Jaguars over the New England Patriots. And then, guys, next up, we see the Miami Dolphins off their bye coming to take on the Indianapolis Colts in Lucas Oil Stadium. In this one, we have heard reports early on in the week here that Anthony Richardson should be able to go and get the start for the Colts in this one. And right now, the Colts do open up as a 3.5-point favorite. And we're not sure who should be the starter really for the Miami Dolphins, but we do know that it probably won't be Tua Tagovailoa yet, but he does plan on playing and coming back at some point, the Miami Dolphins franchise quarterback later in the season. So the Dolphins are going to look to survive. Their defense has been playing pretty good, and they have a chance here against a Colts offense that hasn't really been consistent all year long, but they really need to get something going on their offense themselves there for the Miami Dolphins to have any chance in this one. But Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with the Colts in this one as they are the 3.5-point favorite, and I think they're going to be able to control the clock and play a lot better than the Miami Dolphins offense has played in their last few games. Then, guys, going on to our next matchup where we see the Seattle Seahawks traveling to take on the Atlanta Falcons, and this should be a pretty dang good game with Geno Smith going one-on-one against Kirk Cousins. Both of these guys are in the top 10 as far as passing yards in the league right now and passing offense for both of their teams. Geno Smith especially has been throwing the ball around a lot, and I expect that to change a little bit here because both of these teams need to be able to find balance in the passing and running game to have any chance against one another. As we see the Atlanta Falcons open up as a 3-point favorite in this one, and I really do think that the Falcons are probably going to get the better of the Seahawks in this one, and the Seahawks are dealing with a bunch of injuries right now and have lost 3 straight, so they're reeling, and right now the Falcons are hot with the way that Kirk Cousins has been playing and Bijan Robinson there, so I'm throwing with them, and I picked the Falcons to get the victory here over the Seattle Seahawks at home. And then, guys, next up we see the Tennessee Titans taking on the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills come in looking really good off of Monday Night Football, but it's a short week for them, so that could play into this one. But let's face it, guys, the Titans have been very hard to watch this year, especially on offense with all the inconsistencies and the turnovers that quarterback Will Levis has been bringing to that offense and the offense has had in general, especially not getting veteran wide receiver Calvin Ridley going at all, who really has been struggling this year after signing that big contract in the offseason. Right now, it looks like the Buffalo Bills open as an 8.5-point favorite in this one. I imagine that's going to go down as we get further in the week, but it could go up too because I really do think this is a big mismatch. Josh Allen going up against this defense, even though the defense is tough for the Titans, I'm rolling with the Buffalo Bills in this one to get the victory over the Tennessee Titans. And then, guys, we're moving to our next matchup where we see a battle of Ohio as the Cincinnati Bengals travel to Cleveland Browns Stadium there to take on the Cleveland Browns as the 2-4 Bengals come in to take on the 1-5 Browns. This should be a really interesting sort of matchup as it always is when these two teams face off. A divisional matchup is right now Cincinnati opens up as a 4.5-point favorite, but expect that to change probably later on in the week as this is going to be a little bit closer than the experts think, but I'm definitely rolling with the Cincinnati Bengals in this one because the Cleveland Browns offense just can't get anything going, and I don't really trust Deshaun Watson right now in that offense to do anything, and the defense is just dealing with a lot of injuries. I put my trust in Joe Burrow and that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to get this thing turned around and be able to get back-to-back victories for the first time in the 2024 season. Next up, we got the Houston Texans 5-1 taking on the Green Bay Packers 4-2 in Lambeau. This should be one of the more interesting matchups of the weekend. Definitely one to watch as CJ Stroud and the boys are looking really good, especially with the return of Joe Mixon last week to help out that running game. But right now, the Green Bay Packers are opening up as a 2.5-point favorite in this one, especially the way Josh Jacobs has been running the ball and the return of quarterback Jordan Love off of his injury, playing very good football, throwing 4 touchdown passes last week. This is going to be a close one, but Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with the Green Bay Packers to get the upset here over the Houston Texans, who are 5-1. Green Bay Packers 4-2 should be a very interesting matchup. And guys, rolling with our next matchup here where we got the Detroit Lions traveling to take on the Minnesota Vikings in an NFC North divisional matchup with the Vikings undefeated on the year, coming off of a bye, so they'll be well rested and get some guys back key from injuries and whatnot. But the Lions are coming off of a very good win, 47-9 over the Dallas Cowboys, riding that momentum and staying hot, especially with the way Jared Goff and this offense is playing. We see Minnesota opens up as a 2.5-point favorite, but heck, give me the points. I am going with the Detroit Lions in this one to get the upset victory over the Vikings and give them their first loss on the year. Then, guys, next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles 3-2 traveling to take on the New York Football Giants, who are 2-4. A division matchup here where we see the Eagles open up as a 3.5-point favorite in this one, and that one might go down as we get further on in the week. But hey, it was nice to see the Eagles offense get back both of their key starting wide receivers in Devontae Smith and also A.J. Brown, as Jalen Hurts really balled out this past week, and I expect that to continue against a struggling New York Giants team that really hasn't been able to stop anybody on defense, and the inconsistency on offense, especially from Danny Dimes in the running game, has been really, really tough to watch for any Giants fan. And this one, I'm rolling with the Eagles to get the victory and move to 4-2 on the season. Let's just hope that Coach Nick Sirianni there for the Eagles doesn't get into it with the fans again, especially in New York. And guys, next up, we see the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Rams. And in this one, Matthew Stafford and the Rams come off of a bye as they're looking to hopefully get well rested and get healed up and be able to compete a lot better at home against a Las Vegas Raiders team that is reeling themselves. 2-4 on the season, not able to do nothing after they made a change at quarterback there with O'Connell. It wasn't really helping out the offense at all in their last game, as they've still been struggling, especially with all-pro wide receiver Davante Adams still out with the hamstring injury. Right now, the Rams open up as a 5.5-point favorite that could go down or could possibly maybe even go up, as reports are saying that wide receiver Cooper Kupp could possibly play this week and return from his ankle injury. But right now, Tim Reynolds Show thinks that the Los Angeles Rams, coming off of a bye, well rested, especially with the injuries they've had all year, are going to get the victory over the Las Vegas Raiders. And man, the Raiders are just reeling right now, not looking like a very good squad, and the struggles will continue for them. And guys, next up, we see the Carolina Panthers traveling to take on the Washington Commanders. And guys, the Commanders in this one definitely coming for and looking for a bounce back after losing to the Ravens last week, but they played a really good football game. You can't be too down on yourselves with how decent they looked or how good they looked against a very, very good Baltimore Ravens team. But now they get the Carolina Panthers. Man, right now Washington opens up as a 7.5-point favorite. That might go up, guys, by the time we get to Sunday, as this is a big mismatch, as I expect Jalen Daniels to be able to ball out in this one, not only on the ground using his legs, but also with how much better he's been throwing the ball as of late. And right now I'm picking the Commanders to get the victory at home over the Carolina Panthers. Good job, Commanders there. They're looking like one of the best teams right now, the Washington Commanders in the NFL. Next up, guys, we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off their bye, 5-0, taking on their two-time Super Bowl opponent in the San Francisco 49ers as they're traveling to Santa Clara there at Levi Stadium. And man, the Niners are going to really hope to prove themselves in this one and hopefully hand the Kansas City Chiefs their first loss, as right now San Francisco opens up as a 1.5-point favorite. I imagine that's going to close before the end of the weekend, maybe even favoring the Chiefs by the time that we get to Sunday. I mean, let's face it, the Chiefs have been able to beat just about everybody, doing their thing on defense, with Patrick Mahomes playing okay, and not a whole lot of contribution from Travis Kelce. And with all the injuries they've been dealing, this is going to be a tough one for them. But heck, give me the points. I'm rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs to stay undefeated in this one, because I just think right now, with all the injuries that the 49ers have been dealing with and the inconsistency for them, not only on defense, but also on offense as well, is going to come back to bite them. And guys, going to our Sunday night football matchup, where we see the New York Jets traveling to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers in their second Sunday night football game in as many as 3 weeks here, after they faced the Dallas Cowboys 2 weeks ago. Now they're back on Sunday night football at home, taking on the New York Jets. And the Jets just lost on Monday night, a tough one against the Buffalo Bills. So Aaron Rodgers and the boys are going to look to bounce back in this one, but they go up against a stout, tough Pittsburgh Steelers defense that's one of the best in the league right now. And the way Justin Fields is playing, not turning the ball over, and them trying to get the run established to play some old school football, running the ball and playing very good defense, that's sort of been the Steelers' MO. But we see, as of right now, the New York Jets are opening up as a 1-point favorite. I expect that to change and probably be a favorite for the Pittsburgh Steelers by at least 1 or 2 points by the time that we get to Sunday. So that's going to be an interesting matchup there on Sunday Night Football, guys. And this has been your NFL Week 7 preview on Tim Reynolds Show. Thank you guys for checking out. If you made it to the end of the video, appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for checking out Tim Reynolds Show's NFL Week 7 preview. Make sure you check out Tim Reynolds Show for more WWE show reviews and NASCAR race reviews, and also more NFL and college football content throughout the 2024 season. And be sure to check out my Tampa Bay Buccaneers live play-by-plays for every single game that the Bucs will play this year. And I'll be sure to be doing a review and preview for every single week in the 2024 NFL season. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to Tim Reynolds Show, and peace out, everybody. Have a great day, guys.